Happy Friday, everybody. I'm just going to do some yoga. So just come to stand down on your mat and take the feet about hip width apart. Let's just do this palm tree posture. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. Taking the foot 45 degrees out. Turning the other foot all the way. Bending the knee. Just releasing the whole of the back body from the feet all the way up. Back of the legs, up the spine, neck. Just keep the arms nice and loose. And back to the center. Just release the arms, biceps, triceps. And then just shrugging the shoulders. Just keeping the knees a little bit bent here. Just release the shoulders. Eyes to these ears. And then just take the hands on the hips. And just sink back and make sure that you've got a nice straight spine all the way up the neck so that the ears are lined above the shoulders. And we're really just pivoting side to side, keeping the neck straight. Just releasing that C1, C2 joint. And this is tension here can lead to all sorts of issues, headaches, tension. Migraine, issues with the inner ear, the sort of vestibular problems. And again, just release. Take the feet maybe a little bit wider, keep the knees soft, and keep the hips facing the front. And just have a wee swing round into this palm tree. Just releasing the whole in the kind of bottom half of the spine. You can look behind and down, or you can keep your gaze to the base of the nose, or the tip of the nose, sorry. And you just sink your weight back a little bit onto the heel and feel that spine, just letting go of tension, releasing the resistance. And just come back to the center. And then just clasp the hands and take a nice stretch up. Pushing up. And then lift up onto the ball of the foot. Just lifting the heels. Stretch all the way up. And down. And then release. And then take the right hand over the left wrist. Push. And stretch that left arm up. And slightly lean over, thinking more about the length that you're creating here rather than how far can I bend over to the side. Keeping the knees soft. Keep lengthening through that arm. the shoulders. Other side, gently lengthening all the way up. And it's another swing of the arms, shoulders. Again. And come back. And then bend the knees. We're going to lengthen up, bend the knees and come down and stretch up. Drop the head down, flat. And back up. And down. And one more time. And down. And just come back up. Shake out the legs. So resting on the ball of the foot. Releasing the knee. So when you come back, inhale. Spreading the arms out. We're going to come down in prayer position. Soft knees. Exhaling down. Slowly moving with the breath. Inhale up. And exhale back down. As you come up, I want you to imagine that you're being pulled up slowly like a fern. So you're coming up one vertebrae at a time. To pull up like this and keep a nice neutral spine all the way up. And just come back to standing in prayer position and just check in. Spread the toes, pull the heels back, standing in Tadasana in Anjali Mudra, soft knees. Check the weight distribution on the feet. Engage the abdominals and slide the tailbone down towards the floor. Just observing the physical sensations of the body, the movements with the breath. Observe the breath becoming maybe slower, maybe becoming more even. Inhale, lengthen up the back of the spine. Take the attention up every vertebrae in the spine, all the way up the neck and out through the crown of the head. Exhale, roll the shoulders back and down. And then inhale, taking the attention up the front of the spine, one vertebrae at a time. Feeling that length. And then gently bring the arms back down. Nice. And then we're just going to fold forward and just taking the weight from one side to the other. It's just like walking on the spot, just transferring the weight, keeping both heels flat. Yeah. Soft knees to start with. And then as you take the weight onto the right foot, straighten up that right leg, but don't lock it out completely, and push down into the foot and just feel that stretch in the back of the leg. And as you exhale, just feel the torso draping down towards the floor. And then gently shift the weight to the other side, pushing down. Inhale for the length of the torso, and then exhale, draping down. Checking the weight, transferring back to the right side, checking the weight distribution in the front and back of the foot. And it all nice and even, centered around the foot. Other side. And weight evenly on both feet. Push down into the heel, the ball of the foot, getting that weight centered again, pushing down into both legs, taking the tailbone up, stretching through the torso, and then draping down. You can hook your toes if you want. Release the neck. So we're moving in two directions, up and then down, as opposed to trying to sort of scrunch yourself together. And just release. Come back up slowly. And then just release the legs, resting on the ball of the foot, shaking out the knee, other side. And let's come down, take the feet maybe about 2 or 3 inches apart and bend the knees. I'm going to come into Utkatasana, or chair pose or fierce pose. So what you don't want to do is just let your knees fall in and make a hammock for yourself to lie in. You want to switch these thighs on and switch the core on. You're going to come up and down. So once you bend the knees, you're going to keep that angle. Hang forward. And then again, curling up one vertebrae at a time so that you keep that alignment neutral in the lumbar curve. Just to avoid hyperlordosis. Inhale up, look up, stretch up, and exhale, you can come down in prayer position. So just avoid that. The lumbar curve being exaggerated. Moving with the grey. To the bottom and the legs. Feel the core switch on as soon as you start coming up, and engage that feeling of pulling back one vertebrae at a time. If you want, you can take a rest by looking out the knees and hanging forward, or if you want, you can keep moving, or if you prefer, you can stay in the position, but don't hold your breath. And if you hear, whenever you inhale, Think about lengthening and neutralizing and softening the spine. And with every exhale, maybe dig a bit deeper. Maybe feeling the weight coming back onto the heels a bit more. Just checking that your knees aren't coming towards each other. And come down. Lock out the legs. Take the feet about shoulder width apart. Lock out the legs and hand forward with the elbows and opposite arms. Dropping the head down. The shoulders, the neck. And just let the hands come down. And now we're going to do monkey pose. So what we want is the feet maybe about shoulder width, and we want the weight even on the fronts and backs of the feet, so no leaning forward. And with that weight nice and even, how far can you take your arms out and touch down? So you touch down with the fingertips and spread the fingers and then flatten the hands down. So if this is a struggle, you can take the feet a lot wider, or you can put a couple of blocks under your hands. So you can be here. Just make sure that you've got straight legs, straight arms, and hands and feet flat on the mat. You want to be able to push down into this. And with every inhale, roll the shoulders open this way, so the crease of the elbow faces the front, and lift the chest. So you're lifting the shoulders up almost into a back bend, okay? Show you from the side, we're going to inhale. And as you exhale, push down into the hands and feet. Inhale. And then exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just breathing actually in time with your own breath. And then hold the position after your next inhale. Stay here pushing down into the hands and feet and breathing. And if you need to let the neck go, if you're getting tension in the back of the neck, just drop the head. Keep that lift and pulling back in the shoulders. And as you push down into the hands and breathe in, you should be feeling a nice stretch around the upper sides of the chest, the back of the shoulders. Feeling the ribs expanding widthwise as you inhale. And release. And just come down onto the balls of the feet. Just release the chest, the shoulders, the neck. And then just start coming forward, stretching the toes. And back onto the heels. Back, side to side. And bring up the ankles. And then come down with a wide child's pose. So knees as wide as you need them to be, Take the feet apart if you need as well, so that you can sink right down and get a stretch in the hips and in the inner thighs, and just resting on fists or on the hands. And gently lift up. We come into a squat. And if you need something under the heels, go ahead. Just sort of moving down to find where you need to be. What angle do your feet need to be at? Get the elbows inside the knees and come to prayer position and sink down onto the feet. Nice straight spine. Inhale, lengthen up the spine. Exhale, pull the belly and the low belly in. At the very end of that exhale, you might be aware of the pelvic floor. Bandha, just a slight engagement. And then release. We're going to come back into this. So just maybe give your legs a little rub, a little shake out, around, massaging the feet, shaking the legs. Tiny. What do you want? Cheers, okay. Right, I'm doing down dog. That was perfect. Well done. We're going to do this again. We're just going to go into the squat, and as we inhale, we're going to come back and arch the chest. Now we're going to bring the legs and the arms in. And exhale. So inhale, pull back. Exhale, hands forward, knees pushing in, arching the back. Down. And inhale. Exhale. And then straight up on the side as well. Arching. Exhale, away. And then just bring the feet parallel, lock out the legs and hand forward, shaking the shoulders, the neck. And we're going to do a Bush Chopra now. This is going to pick up the energy. This is something that comes from my favourite book. That's Pranayama Mudra Bandha. by Swami Satchidananda Saraswati, and it's the Pavanmuktasana series on picking up energy. So from here I inhale, feet are flat, so I'm on my heels and my toes equally, trying to move and a ha choke with a big noise. Inhale, ha, let's do 10. Ha, 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 lost count. Is that 5 or 6? 6. Ha, 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 ha. And straighten the legs again. Relax the neck. Relax the spine. And slowly curl up, one vertebrae at a time. Gently moving side to side, get that stretch. Back. And then gently come all the way up. Stand down in prayer position. Allowing the breath just to come back to that natural equilibrium. Slowing down the breath. Inhale. Gently bring the arms down. Just circle round. Keep the knees soft. Keep the hips facing the front. We're going to come back to that squat. And this time what we're going to do is take the right down and take the hands inside the knees. I'm going to inhale, so I'm going to exhale, straighten the legs, drop down. I'm going to inhale and pull back. So pulling with the knees and the shoulders to open up the front of the chest. Inhale, exhale. Now I'm just going to hold the breath gently, don't force anything. Inhale. And exhale when you're ready, and hold the exhale. From the side. the toes and forward. And see if you can clasp your hands and just pull them back, up and over. And the knees will come back up slowly, standing. And just give the arms a good old shake. With the shoulders. Go ahead. Slide. No. Round. And then come in to down dog. So take the hands about quite wide on the mat. Spread the fingers. And think about taking the head and the chest towards the knees and then lift up onto the ball of the foot. Don't worry about the legs being straight or the heels being down. Just push into the hands away from you and lengthen through the spine. Roll the shoulders open so the crease of the elbow is facing up. And then just take one heel down, other heel down and up. Just walk in the dog. And then come up onto the ball of the foot, pushing down vertically into the hands and the feet. Feel the core switch on, lengthening the spine. And then sink the heels down. With every inhale, lengthen through the spine and push the hands away. With every exhale, grounding into the legs. Gaze out to the knees. Come down onto the knees. Close the shoulders. What you want? What you want? What you want? You can do down dog. You can do down dog. And then come up. Back into down dog. I'm just going to lift one leg up and down. So I'll just show you. So we're going to come onto the left foot and lift the right leg. So don't twist. You're just lifting it up with a sacral level. When it exhale, take the knee in towards the chest and then lean forward, keeping the elbows in and the crease facing the front. In and then come back, keep the knee up and then straighten the leg out. Now either just come back to down dog or just rest if you want to. You can come down lowering your leg as you lower the torso with the elbows into the side. And then just come down, resting on the chest and stomach. Take the knees up, side to side. And just come back. And you're ready. Back to down dog for the other leg. Just in the left leg now. Exhale, bring the knee in and then lean forward. Inhale. Exhale. And again, the other option to come down slowly, elbows in, lower the leg, lower down, and down. And then come onto the balls of the feet, lift the knees and stretch the heels and the legs away and rest down. Either take the arms down if you want, or just keep them under your forehead. And gently come back, hands beside the shoulders, lift up. Push back into a nice stretch. So fold and then circle around. Exhale as you lean back, take a side stretch. Inhale forward, side stretch and back. Imagine you've got a spoon sticking out your navel, your belly button, and you're trying to stir a big pot of soup. Back and then come round the other way. And just come back. Either kneel or sit cross-legged and just check in. Check in with your physical sensations. Check in with the breath, the movements and sensations of the breath. Check in with that energy, mental, emotional experiences. Right, let's do a balance pose. So bring it up slowly. 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 And do warrior 3. So, just take them away. Excuse me. So yeah, if you're doing a balance pose, you don't want too much sponginess underneath. So you're going to walk your right foot forward, come onto the heel, and the outer edge of the ball, and then spread across the ball of the foot. And you start taking weight onto this right leg without rocking it out. And then I want you to really think about this left leg going back, pushing down into the heel and lengthening up that leg, lengthening up the torso right the way up through the crown of the head. Nice straight line. And the stability that comes from that axial extension. And then take the arms out and stretch them out. Not too high, just out chest height stretch. So we've got this super long, super wide body. Push the down, so no flimsy legs. Doesn't matter if it stays down low, but get it strong and straight. Lengthen all the way up and then start tipping. And even if you're only tipping a little bit, even if you're still using your toes, you're really cultivating that inner stability and lengthening, switching everything on inside. Start tipping all the way. If you're still feeling quite stable, you might want to take your arms up overhead and stretch. Try to avoid this lumbar curve, a nice straight spine. And then if you want, you can come down and turn. Make sure that you are stable with the hand on the hip and length through that leg, length up the spine. And then you can take the arm up and get length across the arms. Get the weight even on your feet. And come down when you need to. Shake out and do the other side. So in order to be able to just balance on one leg like this, it's really helpful to lengthen the spine and get everything nice and active. Shake out the legs. Other side, heel. All the foot right across, just towards the thumb. Away. And then the weight coming down, not walking out that knee. Pushing straight with that leg. Lengthening up the spine. Out through the crown of the head. Lengthen across the arms. Start tipping. If you feel like you're wobbling, just lengthen, 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 lengthen. Arms overhead. Push the leg nice and straight. Arms up strong. Just come back down. Shake your legs, come down. And then just maybe sit cross-legged on the floor. Breaths here. Checking in. breathing to slow down. Make a nice equilibrium. Turn out your back and do some forward. Change that angle. And just lie down. I'm going to give you options. The way to determine the option is by just observing this connection at the back of the waist. If you're arching up and you've lost your core and you're going too far, okay? So bend the knees up and push down into the low back, into the sacrum, and feel these muscles inside the pelvic bones. Yeah, you can do it too high. Yeah, that's right. You can check. It's all working as it should. Push down, feel it there. And then just release it a little bit so you've still got that background connection just underlying. And push your shoulders down towards the mat and lengthen them away from the ears. And we're just going to literally keep that angle the same the whole time. We're not bending and straightening the leg. We're just coming down and up. You can breathe naturally or you can synchronize the breath with the movement. Nice slow movements. If you're feeling that you're lifting in the back of the waist, you can let the heels go down so that you're just hardly moving. If you feel that you could do more, the next option might be take one knee up to the chest and the other leg down, just hovering parallel to the mat, and then come back up and re-ground into that starting position and then move and lift. If you're finding it difficult to keep the shoulders out of it, you can clasp your hands behind and push your elbows down into the mat. Another option might be that instead of this being your starting position, you're here, and then you just come down and up. Down and up. And again, moving with the breath in some way, whether you're prepared to inhale as you lower or exhale as you lower. So maybe you're still here if you want to be, and you're still here if you want to be. Or here. Pushing down into the back of the sacrum and the back of the lower back. And then just come up and release. Just go side to side, releasing the abdominals. And come back down to side. We'll do one more and I'll give you options again. So this time we're walking in the air. So we can start with the legs straight. And if this isn't working, you have them bent a little bit if you've got tension. So there, and I'm going to just observe. I'm going to take that leg all the way down and all the way back up again. And then the other leg, nice and slow. Maybe an exhale down, inhale up, or vice versa. And then if I take this leg down and I start moving the other leg down before this one comes fully up, my legs are going to cross over at some point. Here, there's an angle. Here. And the lower my legs are when they cross, the harder this is going to be, but we don't want this arch in the back. So just do some walking in the air. You can also bend the legs. If this isn't working at all, you can just come back to the first thing. And then take the hands up if you prefer. And then just come back down, take the feet wide on the mat. Bend the knees, resting on the soles of the feet. I'm just going to go side to side and on one side wiper. Just like this. Arms out comfortably by the sides. And with the feet wide on the mat, come over to the right side and take the right knee and just rest it on the inside, so the outside of the left leg. And feel a nice stretch all around the hips. And back up to the center. Keep wide on the mat and go side to side again. And this time when you go to the left side, stay here with the left leg on top of the right. And just rest. And just give the knees a hug. That time. And hugging both knees into the chest. And then bring the knees right up to the chest and over to one side. And just straighten them out a bit, not completely. And just take in this nice stretch, nice and gentle. You take your hand across the thigh if you want. You can run your head across, away from the legs if you want. Just feel that breath coming in to the side that's on top. And breathing all the way down into the belly, all the way down into the pelvic basin. Balancing the right and left brain, the parasympathetic and sympathetic nervous system. We'll stay here all night, and then we'll just come back up to the center, roll around, and then over to the other side. Legs straighten out a little bit, hand on the thigh if you want, rolling the head away from the legs, and just soak this up. Then all the way down into the belly, into the pelvic basin. And gently come back up. I'm just going to take a few minutes further balancing the right brain, left brain. So you can rock under your sit bones if you need it. You can layers on if you need them. So be comfortable in your seat. You don't have to be cross-legged. It's good to be close to the ground if you can sit on the floor. If you need a chair, that's fine. All we're going to do is take the hands, that's nothing, underneath the opposite armpit. Yes. And just climb. And sink back onto the sit bones, make sure you're comfortable and grounded and stable. Samam Shtiram Asana. Perfect balance of firmness and ease. And stability. Maybe just come out slowly. You can stay here longer doing this for a bit longer if you're feeling benefits. We're going to relaxation, just lying down. You've got all the options. If you've got a bed or a sofa, you can lie with your legs up. You can take your legs off the wall. You can take your feet to the corners of the mat and roll them open. Arms about the same angle as the legs with palms up. You can put something under your knees or just bend the knees up so the feet are at the outside edge of the mat quite wide and drop the knees in so you're not holding any tension in the hip flexors. So you can stay here and just breathe, connecting to the physical body, the sensations, the movements. And as you become distracted with thoughts and feelings, emotions, just keep bringing the attention back to the body and the breath. Breathing from the all the way down into the chest cavity, the belly and the pelvic basin. And just stay here until you're ready to get up. Come up slowly, not like I just did there. Just coming up slowly, wriggling the fingers and the toes gently. And thanks very much for watching. I'm just going to close this now, so stay safe, stay happy, stay well, stay healthy. Namaste, thank you. Have a good weekend.